Hello Virgo. I have already prayed over the cards and prepared them for use, so oh wow, okay, very interesting. Okay, good news. First card out of the deck that's wanting to fall on the ground is a favorable outcome, and that's from Archangel Michael's deck. You can read that right there. It's a really beautiful card. It's got the angel there showing a little bit of balance. So I get a feeling that a number of you have been able to recently find some balance. And what I'm getting from this card is that, and again, this is a general reading, so what you'll find is when I'm preparing and I pray and do my preparations, I do ask that all of you get at least one message from this recording. Some of you may find you'll get a few messages from it, but again, it is a general reading, so hopefully you will all have at least one message. So for those of you that this is a message, I actually do get that most of you are going to see favorable outcome coming to fruition. I do get that there's a situation that's been on your mind, and what they want you to know is that that situation already has a favorable outcome. It's already resolved itself in a way that's fair and balanced for you as well as everyone that's involved. And I'm getting that the resolution, the outcome is way better than what you could have imagined. I'm getting for a number of you, it's almost as though you had certain hopes and visions in your mind and those things didn't come true, but they want you to stay positive. Give any of your anger, any of your worries, give that to Archangel Michael and just turn it over, because there's no reason to burden yourself, to stress yourself out, to worry about it. Just let go. Let God be in charge and have faith that it's going to manifest into something way better than you could have ever imagined. Stay positive. Just let it have the time that it's going to need to work itself out. I do get that it really is just a time factor, because I am getting that the divine, they've already worked it out for you. So at this point, you just need to keep yourself in a positive place and have faith and trust that's going to be taken care of. And when you do find yourself not being positive, which is funny because it plays on the next card, turn it over to God. Ask the angels for help. Ask Archangel Michael for help. Ask them to help you get back to a place of happiness and positivity, and staying focused on knowing that this is going to turn out in your favor. Because I do get that a lot of you are losing sight of that. I get that it's been, long, stressful 2 months, and you're just finding the point where you're just almost, actually, if you guys can see this close, when you look at that angel's face, it's almost as though he's like disgusted and with the whole thing. It's just disappointment, disgusted, upset with the process, that things haven't turned out, almost as though the life has just been sucked out of him after being through so much. And I am getting that a lot of you just feel like that, like you have been through the run of the mill the past couple months, and you're just like, oh my gosh, am I there yet? Enough is enough. But what they're reminding us, and those of you that this is a message for, is they've heard your prayers. They have already answered your prayers. You just don't realize it yet. And what you need to focus on right now is not being sad, not being upset. You need to stay focused on being happy, because the law of attraction, it's true. It's a true thing. And if you stay in a sad, depressed, upset state, instead of focusing on being thankful, being grateful for the things that you do have in your life, be thankful for the things that are going well. And just allow yourself to be happy and find even small pleasures and joy in the little things around you that are going well, that are bringing happiness in your life. And that's going to help pull those additional positive things toward you. And that's also going to help you just feel better, feel lighter, feel happier, in order to bring in and manifest those miracles. And I get that some of you do need to detach from the drama of it, because it's almost as though you're causing yourself drama by holding on to the what ifs and it shouldas and couldas, and just let that junk go. Let it go. It's done. It's behind you. You've got better things coming. Stay happy and expect a miracle, because I am getting that for those of you that this is a message for, they are having and working on a miracle that they're going to be delivering your way very soon. But you need to stay positive about the situation, and don't get involved in any drama, and keep yourself open to love and the miracles that they're going to be bringing your way. Now, the next card that we have here, let's see if you guys can read it. It just does not like to focus on glossy cards at all, does it? Okay, well, that one states that you are to write about your thoughts and your feelings. And what I'm getting is that there's a lot of inner turmoil, a lot of conflict, a lot of conflicted emotions and feelings, kind of like you've been going through everything and you're now to the point of, okay, well, what do I do now? You're not really sure what your next step is. You're not sure which direction to go, which choice to make. And I'm getting almost like a number of you are just checked out, like you are emotionally drained, and it's almost like you're just putting up a wall. You just don't even want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with your own emotions. You don't want to feel your emotions, think about it. You're just going to ignore it. You're going to throw yourselves into work and just act like it never happened. And what I'm getting is that's actually going to be a really bad disservice for actually all of you that are doing that. Because what I find is, in order for us to heal something, we actually have to feel it. And I get that many of us are in denial of your feelings. And that's unfortunately putting up a wall, and it's putting up a block for you. So Archangel Michael is encouraging you to write everything down, which is funny. But okay, and I just got information. They're really turned on and sharing a lot of stuff now. So that, yes, a number of you didn't really sit down and delve into your feelings and write things down, and that's why it's coming back up again, because you're still blocking yourself. You're blocking yourself from those emotions, and that unless you allow yourselves to feel it, truly feel and release what it is that you're thinking, release those emotions, you're not going to get that block removed so that you can move forward to the miracles that they have awaiting for you. And by writing all those things down, like if you get that journal and you write those things down, then you're really going to get the insights, and you're going to really see what it is that you want. You're going to get the clarity. It's going to help illuminate what those next steps are. And because I'm getting that, for those of you that this is a message for, you're just stuffing your feelings down and you're just not dealing with it. And the bad thing is, if you continue to stuff it down, you're going to ultimately end up blocking this miracle that's going to be coming into your life. And you're going to keep yourself in this sad, depressed state, which isn't good. And then long term down the road, those feelings that are getting blocked and stuffed are going to manifest into dis-ease. And then, 2 or 3 years, you're going to be calling me saying, Nicole, I've got this disease, I need help. And you're going to be coming to see me for a healing session. And you're going to think that it's caused by something. And what we're going to find out is that, no, it's actually caused by some deep, strong feelings that you did not feel, you did not release, and you did not work through. So he's really encouraging you to have courage, to ask for his help. Ask for God's help, ask for your angel's help, and just start writing those feelings down. And if you feel angry, allow yourself to be angry. Like if there was a job that you wanted and you kept trying to get this job and it just fell through and you didn't get it, and you're just really angry about that because that was part of your plan. You were going to move your family. It was all hinging on this job. You've prepared your whole life and career for it, and it just did not work out. Now you're just furious. To just write down those feelings and let it go. Maybe it's a romantic partner. Like you worked so hard to be with this partner. You really wanted the opportunity and the chance to be with them. You were willing to give up everything and do everything and forget everyone and just move forward full speed ahead to be with this person. And it didn't work out. And you're just upset and you're angry and you're hurt. And you need to write those emotions down, because you need to realize that that person wasn't the one that was meant for you. God has something better. That job wasn't the job for you. God has something better. So take the time. Go find some quiet time. Go find some quiet space to just go and sit down and just journal and peel your feelings and emotions back like an onion. And just to write down everything that you're thinking and feeling about the situation. And you'll feel yourself become lighthearted as that stuff lifts off of you. Now, I'm not going to promise it's going to be easy while you're getting there. Because, emotions, especially when they're strong, I mean, you might be so angry you want to cry. And it's okay. Archangel Michael says, cry. Let the tears flow. And because that truly takes strength to feel those emotions. And in today's society, we are taught to not show emotion and hide emotion. And unfortunately, that is just rearing its ugly head with the number of diseases and health issues that we have. So you're just encouraged to ask for God's strength and the angel's strength and just write it all down and let it out. Let it go. Okay. Next card. This is whom do you need to forgive? And at the bottom it says, as you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true. Wow, how on target is that? Okay, so what I'm getting, again, back to some of the examples that they were getting, I do get that there are some deep-seated, deep-rooted emotions that are keeping you blocked from having your wishes come true. And if you look at this card, what you'll find, like if you can see, if it'll focus in well enough, it's almost as though she's just staring forward. It's like she's got an emotional wall completely built up. She's not letting love in. You'll see the angel has her embraced, has her arms completely wrapped around her, but she is just not letting the love in because she's just got a wall of anger and resentment just completely built up that she is completely keeping out the love, the manifestations, the dreams, the miracles. She's blocking everything out from coming true. And so this card is again a reminder that for you to get out of your way. It's what they're trying to say is, for most of you, it's forgiving others. Again, it's forgiving, you know, that the manager that didn't hire you, or that significant other that you really wanted to build a life with. You know, you're angry with them, or for a small number of you, I get anger toward a family member. But then for a large number of you, I get that it's also, or just anger toward yourself. Although most of you, I'm getting it's anger toward someone else, and a big slice of it is anger toward yourself. That you're angry toward that other person because, you know, you feel justified in your anger, like they did something wrong to you, and that's why you can hold on to it, and you're holding on to that resentment, anger toward them. But what you really don't realize is you're hurting yourself. You're making yourself sad. You're making yourself depressed. You're blocking yourself from manifesting the dreams that you want and getting those miracles to come in. So that rage that you're holding on to, you just need to, it's funny, you need to let it go. Because if you don't let it go, you're going to stay stuck in this dark, unhappy place, being miserable 2, 4, 6, 10 years from now. But if you can have the strength and the courage to let that go, I'm getting most of you have to forgive someone else. I'm getting that a large number of you also have to forgive yourself. It's almost, you know, well, what if I would have done more to get this job? Or I could have done more to prove myself to him or her to have this relationship work out. And, you know, it's almost that you're also angry and resentful towards yourself, thinking there's something you could have done differently. But what they want you to know is there's absolutely nothing you could have done differently to turn this situation around. It truly is completely in God's hands. It truly is a divine thing. And what they're saying is, what you're not seeing is there's something so much better for you on the horizon. Once you release that anger and resentment toward yourself and toward them, you really do sit down and acknowledge your feelings. Allow yourself to feel those feelings, release them. You allow yourself to be in the now and be happy. That there is something that you could have never imagined that is going to happen. So go ahead and clear yourself. Release that. And sometimes for people, you know, if you're going inward, coming back and tying into the writing, you know, you don't have to send a letter to somebody, but, you know, sometimes it's very therapeutic to sit down and write a letter. Or like write a letter like you're writing it to that person. Like, you know, you really upset me when you said da 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 da. You really hurt my feelings. You really made me angry. I felt anger toward you because of this moment between us, because of these words, because of, you know, the betrayal. You know, I felt betrayed when you did this. I felt misled. I felt, you know, whatever it was you're feeling. Sit and write a letter to that person. It's very therapeutic. It will help you with releasing those feelings, those thoughts, those emotions, and then give it to God. Let it go. Completely release it so that you can move forward. It's funny how all these cards are all tied together. This card, let's see if you guys can see that, is let go. You'll see the young fairy. She's looking up at a robin. Robins signify new beginnings. And what it says on the bottom is, as you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. I'm getting just pure basis on this for most of you, is this is just playing into the whole thing where you just need to do the final letting it go. I get for most of you that had to let, you know, physical things go, Be it, I get a number of you had to change things in your diet, you had to give up things in your diet. I get some of you had to give up relationships or relationships with people you were hoping to have relationships with. I get some of you had to give up your wishes for certain jobs. I get for a small number of you, those jobs were tied to moving to certain locations. I get that you've let go of that thing, that person, that relationship that you wanted. You've let that go successfully. Congratulations. But what I'm getting is that you have not released those emotions all tied to it. And unfortunately, it's the emotions that are still tied to it that are blocking you and holding you back. But that if you can release that, and remember, God's in control. God has a way better plan for you. You just need to release these emotions, and you'll find that you will very rapidly attract the desires that you have. But just give it to God. Ask for help. Feel those emotions, release those emotions, write some letters, write down your feelings, emotions, and everything will open up to you. Now, the last card that we have of the 3 that pretty much fell out, this is 29. This is the World. What you'll find is you'll find a gentleman is out at the end of a pier. And what I get from this card is he's coming from a really rough time. You'll notice it's dark, it's all lit up. It's as though it's almost as though he's just at the end. Frustrated, upset, just, frustrated, wondering why. I'm getting for a number of you, why aren't things turning out like I wanted? I'm getting for a number of you, like, there was this job that you really wanted. There was this person that you really wanted to be with. There were these things in your mind that you truly desired and you wanted, but you didn't get them. And you're at the end, and you're just so frustrated. And you're just like, I'm getting the feeling that many of you are even questioning God, like, why, God? Why, when I wanted this so much, did you take it from me? But I'm getting that this is a card to remind you that you're just actually opening up to things. That, he's looking out the bay, the world's rotating in front of him, but he's so upset about what has recently happened that he's thinking small. He's not thinking of the big world and the big things and the big opportunities. The entire world is opened up to him in front of him. He just needs to open up to that and see that. And in the bottom of the card, you actually see growth and flowers and all these things that are blooming around him. And I think that's more to signify as well that everything is ready to bloom and open up for him if he can just stop thinking small. And I'm getting for most of you, that's to let you know that, those things that you desired, that, you're questioning God. God, why did I not get that? I wanted that. I dreamt of that. I really wanted that. God didn't give that to you because he's got something better. And he wants you to remember that and to know that it's already set up behind the scenes. You just need to let go of your disappointments, your anger, your frustration, your resentment to these things that were not meant for you because something better is there. And then you'll watch and see something 100 times better unfold before your very eyes. So, now on to the 2 cards, because like I said, when I pulled the cards from this deck, I had 3 flop out. So, right after the World card, now I was hoping that this was going to be a big, warm, happy, fuzzy, but unfortunately we still have some work to get through. But I'm going to be hoping and praying for all of you that we are all able to finish getting of emotion and releasing so we can actually start to see our dreams manifesting before our very eyes. So, these cards are hopeful of that happening. But first, the card that fell out right after the World was 10. And this is Storm Warning. Now this card can, let's see if we can move these up and get all of them in there at once. This card can represent a storm coming for people physically. It can represent a storm coming for people financially. And then it can also represent a storm coming for people emotionally. And what I'm getting for this card is a lot of these deep-seated anger, disappointment, resentment. And even I'm getting for a number of you fear. Like it's almost like you're afraid to move forward. Like this thing that you really desired and wanted, you feel that, you didn't get it. So now you're afraid to even try for it again. And these are such strong emotions. And I'm getting that they're like buried to the core of you. And that in order for you to get those emotions and feelings and thoughts out of you, it's almost like you're going to have to rip yourself open. And that's why they're saying it's a storm warning, because you are going to be going through some serious, if you do the work like they're encouraging you to work, that if you can do it and have the courage to work through these emotions, that it is going to be very emotionally turbulent. But by doing that, you really will finally release those thoughts, finally release those feelings, those resentments, that anger, the anger toward yourself, toward others. And you're finally just going to take this big, heavy, dark cloak that's been holding you back and drop it and be done with it so you can move forward. And I'm getting that that's just to warn you, to let you know. I'm getting that it's going to be very powerful emotional release, but it's actually good for you. And I'm getting that you should not be afraid and don't be worried. And that as you start to open up and you start to feel those emotions, let yourself feel them. Don't be afraid. And I'm getting for a number of you, let yourselves cry. Spend time alone at home when you're doing this and writing these things down and feeling these things. Let yourself feel it so you can release it. Because in order to heal from it, you have to feel it. So what I'm getting is it is vital that you allow yourself to finally, once and for all, release those emotions, feel them. No going into it. It's not going to be comfortable. It is just going to feel like having your heart ripped open, because it's all just going to come out. And again, it's going to be like domino effect. Like you're going to start thinking about one part of the situation, and then you're going to start rolling through all the emotions, one after another. But when you get done with it, you're going to feel like a whole new person who is ready to stand up, truly love yourself, and be able to move forward with no fear, no worries, no concern, knowing that God's got your back. He's got something ready for you. Literally 100 times better, bigger than the world. And I'm getting like this thing that you guys wanted. I'm getting for some of you it was romantic. I'm getting for some of you it was like a job, a relocation. What I'm getting is that thing you wanted. Like if you think of it in like a perspective, it was like the size of Columbus. And this miracle that God's about to bring your way is like the size of the world. And that miracle that is going to happen, if you can finally do this last bit of releasing work, it's going to blow your mind. And it's actually, I'm getting that it's going to open up a number of your other dreams will actually manifest and come to fruition because of that miracle they're going to bring your way. But you've got to do the hard work. But I am getting that it's going to be totally worth it. I am getting that you've got complete help. And one thing that may help some of you as you're working through these emotions, when I do releases, and for a number of clients that I work with, Epsom salt soaks are really, really good. Because if you can fill a tub up with warm water, as warm as you can stand, put some Epsom salts in it, and soak in that for 20 or so minutes. What you'll do is it physically releases toxins from your body, but it also helps when you're releasing emotions. So what people often find is when they do an Epsom salt soak and they're releasing emotions, like they'll sit in the tub and they'll start to think about that situation, and they'll find themselves wanting to cry. Some people want to almost scream. I mean, whatever it is you feel, let your body do that, because then you'll release it and you'll feel better afterward. So you may benefit from doing some Epsom salt soaks while you're working through that. So the final card that fell out, and again, these are 2 bonus cards you get because they are serious with these messages. And this one that fell out is 33, and it is Door to Romance. So again, like I said, this is general reading. Not all these messages are going to be for everyone. It's now just letting your heart, your emotions know, letting your heart, your mind be able to release those emotions that were tied to those things that you gave up. But I am getting for a small number of you that this is going to be a huge catalyst to bringing your romantic hope and dreams to life. I'm getting that by opening yourself up to allowing yourself to love others, to let that anger go, to let that resentment go, to let that fear go. Again, earlier they were mentioning things about how it's like you're afraid that, you know, if you move forward and try for that job again, you're not going to get it because, you know, you try for the job and were shot down before, or that you're afraid to try for marriage or love again because you were burnt so badly before. But to let those feelings and emotions go, because it's going to turn out very well this time. And for those of you that's talking about romance, what they're wanting you to know is that if you can do this work, which is going to take courage but is mandatory for you to get to that next step, that with all this emotion, all these things released, that you will be ripping yourself up emotionally to let all of that out, to let light and love flood in, to let healing, true healing flood in, so that you're ready to move forward, that your heart is also going to open up. And that's going to prepare you for this new beginning. I'm getting, for those of you that this is applicable for, that it's, and again, remember, God doesn't take things away unless he has something better. I'm getting for a number of you that have one of the things that you let go, well, the biggest thing you let go, that was a romantic relationship or hopes of a romantic relationship, that God has your soulmate waiting for you. And the thing about soulmates is soulmates will often bring up in us the things that we have to heal. So when God has like a true divine partner ready for us, that true divine other half soulmate of ours, and again, this is for a small number, but they threw the cards out at us, there's got to be a reason, so this is going to help some of you out there, that when he has a relationship at that level, those two people can't come together until all the past hurts and pains and fears and resentments and not loving themselves, until all of that's released. So all that has to be released and healed, so that person is ready for this unbelievable, dynamic, divine connection that's there. And so for those of you that this is a message for, I do get that it's right there. It's on the horizon. I do get that it is a divine soulmate connection. And I do get some of you even already have the connection with that person. And actually, they said a number of you even already know who it is. You're just in denial. They tied it back to, again, stuffing your feelings down. What they just said is that for those of you that this is a message for, it's somebody that you already know, but you have been denying it. And if you look at it at a soul level, it's because at a soul level, you haven't wanted to deal with all the crap. Because, I mean, to get rid of all this pain and fear and hurt and emotions, I mean, you do have to rip yourself open, and you do have to let the floodgates and let all of that just come out and pour out. And you're going to ask for some God help, some angels help to help you heal that and release that. But when you do, it's going to be totally worth it, because you have something greater than you could have ever imagined just waiting for you. And it's just waiting there for you to do your final couple steps to go ahead and reach out and grab a hold of it. And it is going to take an energy of love, and what they're wanting you to know is that you are surrounded by love, that you are surrounded by God, you're surrounded by your angels. I'm getting for those of you that have this really heavy, deep work, that you have 2 to 3 guardian angels that have you wrapped and surrounded at least right now to help you get through this. So just ask for their help. Pray, ask for God's help, and just really let this be your week, your final week, where you just let all the walls finally come crumbling down. You really just feel and acknowledge and release those feelings, no longer stuffing them down. And what you'll find is you'll be on to having your dreams come to fruition. And I will be praying and thinking for everyone as well, that I do wish all of you the very best, filled with love, joy, and many blessings.